It seems like everyone in NFL media right now is putting out their top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. And the most controversial one, Dalton, is Justin Herbert. Some people think he's a top 5 quarterback in the league. Some people think he's not even a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. We're here to break down his game today. Before we break down all the plays, all the numbers, Dalton, where would you rank Justin Herbert in the NFL right now?
I go back and forth on this because you know I love some Jaden Daniels too, but I would have those two in some order, probably 5 or 6. I'm going to cheat it a little bit and say Herbert's in my top 6. And honestly, last year, it might not seem like he didn't put up the gaudy stats and the Chargers were running the ball a little more. It's Jim Harbaugh, Greg Roman football, but I would argue he played the best football of his career. We have the numbers to prove it too.
All right, let's break down those numbers right here. What changed with Justin Herbert in his first year with Jim Harbaugh as his head coach?
So here's what you have. Let's summarize it first. Third best passing grade in the league. Went Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Okay, so when you talk about efficiency and the ability to make the throws, he's always had the ability. We've seen it throughout his whole career, but he did it more efficiently last year than ever. 5.7% big-time throw rate, career high, 6th best in the NFL. Higher average depth of target. We're attacking downfield. And then you talk about the Jim Harbaugh factor, right? And we talk about what he's done forever. It's Stanford, San Francisco, Michigan, anywhere he's been. He's old school. He wants to get under center. He wants to run the ball. He wants to get play action going, take shots downfield. He loves his strong arm quarterbacks, right? You think about all the guys, Andrew Luck, Colin Kaepernick, J.J. McCarthy, now Justin Herbert, right? He wants to get downfield with the passing game. And I think these bottom 3 here, this is something we're going to summarize in some of these, in these slides and these clips that we have. But I want to point out that all 6 of these numbers on your screen right now, all career highs for Justin Herbert. The one that gets me the most actually is this average depth of target. His first 4 years in the league, Max. And think about Justin Herbert. We talk about him having maybe the strongest arm in football. Josh Allen's up there, obviously. Mahomes is up there. There's some other guys with some cannons. Justin Herbert, his first 4 years, had a lower average depth of target than Mac Jones, than Gardner Minshew, than a lot of quarterbacks that don't have anywhere near as good an arm as he does, and yet he was the guy who was checking it down all the time. Now, it made for a really great turnover-worthy play rate, right? He doesn't give the ball away, but you go, this guy's got a cannon. Let's attack downfield. What are we doing here? So we're going to show some ways, and with these bottom 3, play action, best play action passer in the league. It's Jim Harbaugh special, right? Greg Roman, same thing. Getting down the field, got the rifle, and getting under center, right? Passing grade under center. Nobody had a better passing grade and more big-time throws from under center last year than Justin Herbert. So Jim Harbaugh had a big-time effect on him, and now Herbert's got some help with the coaching. Let's take a look at this first play here. This is going to get fun already. So we're talking about attacking downfield, but when you look on the screen here, we've got 3 tight ends, right? We're in this big power formation with 3 tight ends and just 1 receiver and then my back in the backfield. So, you think about, okay, we're going to run the ball here most likely. Maybe we'll get out into the flat, maybe a little bootleg, something like that, right? No way. Not with Jim Harbaugh. We're still going to find ways to put 3 tight ends on the field. We're going to get vertical. Max, I'm sure it's your favorite Madden concept. You know all about 4 verticals, right? Everybody getting down the field. We're going to get 4 verticals from this set right
from 13
here.
personnel.
So, from 13 personnel, we're going to get into 4 verticals. So this outside guy is going to bend this out. He's going to get vertical up top. We got one up the seam right here. We've got my tight end up the seam here. And my receiver's going to widen out a little bit and get out towards the numbers here. Okay, so same concept. We're going to get play action rolling this way. Herbert's going to get deep into his drop. And we're going to be talking about 4 verticals now. So it's an odd look when you talk about, for defenses, 3 tight ends on the field, but everybody's getting downfield. We're getting this heavy play action, so it opens up so much when you talk about linebackers are going to step up, right? They're going to step up when they see the run fake, and all of a sudden you're creating space, but you're still getting vertical, so it's very hard to defend with the personnel you have out here. All right. Skip ahead. We're going to get to the top of the drop here. What we have here, Tampa 2 defense, okay, cover 2. So, flat out here, this is sitting here. We've got the Tampa guarding the seam to the wide side of the field. Deep halves out here, and then flat and sitting here in the hook curl. Okay, Herbert's looking clean pocket. Love to see this. Look at what the play action creates for us. All the space in the world to work with. One of the best clean pocket passers in the league last year, too. Now, when you start to look at this defense, you're looking at 4 verticals. And Max, I want to point out with 4 verticals, too. It's about landmarks as much as it is. It's not just about, okay, guys are fast, they're getting deep downfield. It's about hitting landmarks. You're talking about here, halfway between the numbers and the hash. In here, halfway between the numbers and the hash. Here, numbers and hash out there, numbers and sideline. I should say numbers and sideline up top too. It's about getting that width and spreading out because you see the zone defense and you make people make decisions. So now, talk about in the cover two, those two deep safeties, they got to split the two on each of their sides of the field and they got to make a decision here. So what's going to happen is this safety up top, he's going to lean just a little bit more in on this seam and that allows Herbert to use the rifle to get it into the hole shot there in cover two, right? So you're talking about here we go, winding up, making this throw. You can see the safety. See the safety. Hips turn, cheating in a little bit to the seam. Herbert's going to rifle it right in here, and he's got the arm strength to beat any defender trying to get the recovery speed going to get there. Big time throw. 13 personnel, looks weird, 4 verticals. Let's go to another set against our Cincinnati Bengals here, right? Same thing. 13 personnel, 3 tight ends. It's funky, right? Now we got 5 defensive linemen. We got 8 in the box. We got everybody up in the box, and yet we still find ways to get vertical with play action. Same idea. 1 tight end, get outside the numbers. This one, get up the seam in here. Same thing, up the seam, bend this out, get outside, right? 4 verticals, same thing. Difference is now, and Justin Herbert, look, he's another one, kind of like Josh Allen. He's got the big arm. He's got all the tools. Doesn't get credit for his ability to read defenses, right? This time, we've got single high, okay? When you've got single high, this is going to be cover 3 because it's hard in these sets to get into man-to-man coverage because everything's so condensed, right? Got cover 3. So when you're in cover 3 and you're going 4 verts, I'm looking here, I'm looking here. This safety has to make a decision, right? Make the decision. Herbert's going to turn his back. We're going to get play action going in the backfield again. Play action, deep drop. Now, same thing. Clean pocket to work with. Relatively, back's picking up here. We're good. We've got enough space. Already, this is where he's eyeing it right here. He already knows pre-snap. All he's got to do is turn his back from under center. That's one of the things that can make some younger quarterbacks paranoid is turning their back from under center, getting those play action fakes, and trusting that the defense is still going to look the same. It does here. All he's got to do is hold him, and we're going to be looking down to this side, getting in this space right here, okay? Even, look, Cam Taylor-Britt down here, he's trying to catch up to it, but he's also got a responsibility on the outside that he's got to balance, right? So Herbert's freezing the safety. We get here now. And this is some trust on this throw. When you have a quarterback with elite arm strength and trust in the timing of it, look, here we go, kind of an even-leaving thing there. This linebacker's not going to catch him backpedaling like that. And the safety, he's frozen him long enough. He's starting to lean. Taylor-Britt's starting to lean in here a little bit, but we're going to fire this thing right into this space right here because he's Justin Herbert. And again, this is the part where the arm strength, the elite arm strength, helps a lot. Firing this ball in between. And watch how close Cam Taylor-Britt gets to getting to this football. Not bad coverage. Still ends up complete, still ends up a touchdown, right? When you talk about the combination of reading a defense, getting under center and deceiving defenses with the formation, and then having the arm strength to make up for, okay, this guy's trying to recover. This is not terrible coverage here. It's not a bad read by Cam Taylor-Britt. The safety's out of it because Herbert froze him in the middle of the field, but this is what you're talking about when you get in those condensed formations. Under center, play action, shots downfield. There's no reason Justin Herbert shouldn't be one of the best vertical passers in the league. In his first 4 years, was he? Sure, but it wasn't used like that enough. So let's get another example here. Again, this time we're 2 tight ends, 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 1 back obviously in the backfield. Deep play action drop again, under center. We saw a similar throw when we did our Michael Penix breakdown. You remember this, Max? Deep to this corner right back in here. We're going to get a little smash going here, and we're going to get max protection. I think the theme is, when you're talking about Justin Herbert now, he always had this elite ability, top 5, 6 quarterback ability. But he's got so much help from his coaching staff now, okay? We're going to get play action. We're going to get a whole lot of everybody staying in and protection here. Here, staying in, and then releasing right in here. But I'm just looking at one side of the field. This is something teams run in high school. This is simple Jim Harbaugh football. You and I watched a lot of Michigan the last couple years, right? Does this look any different than he did at Michigan with J.J. McCarthy?
No.
So now you're talking about simple. Corner, curl, smash. Here we go. Again, love this. That's a whole lot of space I can live with right there. And now we're just looking, again, simple reads coming out of the play action drops. All I'm looking at when I'm getting here, and you can see the space developing already, is this corner. We're just high-low in this corner. It's very simple, right? And you can already see him starting to squat down on the curl. Get to the next slide. Once Herbert really confirms that he's sitting, look at all this space we have to make in here. And he can make this. This is a darn near 50-yard throw that he can make like nothing. Again, he's Justin Herbert. This is what you can do when you have a quarterback with an arm this strong, especially from under center, play action, Clean pocket, safety's got no chance because, again, he's throwing missiles out here, right? And we've got an easy, again, explosive play behind the defense. Jim Harbaugh is creating these big play opportunities for him. And that's not bad. That's not to say, oh, so Harbaugh is a crutch for Herbert. No, Herbert's got an elite arm. He's a potentially elite quarterback. Now he's just actually got help from his offensive play caller. So when you talk about, here we go again, under center. Kansas City, right? Steve Spagnuolo, we got the genius on the other side. Similar concept now, a little bit different in the formation, but again, corner. Honestly, I think this is supposed to be a curl, but Trent McDuffie's got the vice grip on DJ Chark, so I'm not even going to worry. But either way, the read stays the same. Under center, play action, max protection here, and actually I think this fullback's going to miss, and we're going to get a free blitzer, and Herbert don't care because, well, he's 6'6" and 240. Who's he afraid of hitting him, right? But again, you're just talking about heavy formations. Look how many guys in the box, Max. We're talking about 8 plus this corner down here. You're really talking about Harbaugh creating advantageous situations, and he's just like he did with Andrew Luck and J.J. McCarthy and everyone he's had before. Hey, man, just make the throws. Let it rip, right? That simple. Same concept here. You're talking about, okay, let's get it going. Again, now I mentioned my fullback missed the block. We got a free blitzer. Okay, a DB's coming at me if I'm Justin Herbert. Not that worried about it. You can already see, just like the last play, the space developing. We're locked man-to-man, and you know what? It is what it is. But that's my read guy. Even if he's in man coverage, that's my read guy. Look at all the space. Again, easy money, explosive plays from tighter formations, right? This is the theme I'm getting at with Justin Herbert, right? And he's gonna be able to make the throws. He can make any throw on the field, no question. That's the part I think that makes him individually elite. Is just the ability to make any throw on the field that there's a lot of guys in the NFL aren't capable of. Last one here. Again, game planning now, right? This is another part where Jim Harbaugh, elite game planner, elite offensive coach, Greg Roman as well. They've been doing it together for a long time. They know, all right, we're going to get, if you remember this from our J.J. McCarthy breakdown, we're going to get a little concept here where we get this over here and this bottom guy with this deep in cut, right? Remember seeing this in the McCarthy video, and it's like, okay, work front to back here. Now, they know, the Chargers in their game plan know, that when they get in formations like this is called a nub, when you just have a tight end and nobody up outside of them, okay, this is called a nub. When they're in a nub formation, and the Bucs are in cover 3 here, I'll tell you right now, they're in cover 3 back here, deep third. But when they're in cover 3 against a nub like this, they like to leave this corner just kind of sitting down here looking at this tight end instead of taking that deep third. So now you have a combination of Herbert's going to make a gutsy throw. Again, under center. Notice again, he was the best under center passer in football. Play action. He was the best play action passer in football. We're going to put it all together again. Deep drop. Now this tight end is just going to sneak out here. Why is he going to do that? We're not actually going to throw it to him. We just want to occupy this guy here. You talk about creating explosive plays and having it in the game plan. The Bucs have a habit of doing this. We took full advantage of it if we're the Chargers. Now you can see it developing already. Here we go. There is no reason. Max, if somebody wearing number 42 runs a 4-yard out, let him. Just let him. Right? Because now I've got my curl flat guy, we're good already, but why is my deep third worried about him too? Why am I doubling someone wearing number 42 that looks like he's 270 pounds, and what you can already see, this is the problem, same thing we had with that Michigan film, right, with J.J. McCarthy, is if those over routes just get a little bit deeper than that last guy up there, you start to see it again. Boy, I'll take a clean pocket like that. Everything about Justin Herbert's great season last year is in this play. Clean pocket, play action, under center, deep shots. Let's do it all at once. You start to see it again here. He starts loading up. He never looks this way. Herbert does. He already knows. It's in the game plan. We're not doing this. I just trust Coach Harbaugh to get me somebody open. Here we go. I love Levante David, but that's a tough assignment for him. We're going to get a big-time throw going over the top of this intermediate level here. And throws such a missile, about takes Stone Smart's arms off. But explosive plays. The combination of explosive arm strength like Herbert has. And everyone's like, well, he's just got a big arm. He's not accurate. No, I don't want to hear that. He knows what to do with it. He just needed better coaching and a coach that sets him up for success better. Highest play action rate of his career. He threw from under center in 2023. 42 passes, okay, from under center. Last year he threw 106. All right, this is more than 2.5 times as many when you're talking about getting under center. It's just all the Jim Harbaugh principles with an elite talent. And he mentioned himself when he got hired. why would I not want to be here with this guy, right?
Yeah.
For all the speculation about does he want J.J. McCarthy? Love J.J. McCarthy. He was great for him at Michigan. It's got Justin Herbert back here. And I don't understand, you mentioned it before, why people would have him at least outside of the top 10. I know he was bad against Houston. I get it. But don't let one game skew that opinion. To me, he's a top 6 guy. If you have him slightly lower, cool. But Justin Herbert should not be outside of a top 10 quarterback.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I think Justin Herbert is a top 6 at least quarterback in the NFL. Now he has the best coach he's ever had in his career in Jim Harbaugh, and maybe Jim Harbaugh's best quarterback he's ever had in his career too. Maybe a little bit of debate with Andrew Luck back there in his Stanford days, but there's no denying that Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh was a fantastic partnership for the Chargers back in the 2024 season.